All right, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time zone you're in. Welcome to our AMA with CliqVerse. Today we've got CliqVerse on to discuss everything about their projects. Yeah, take it away, man.
Thank you, Alan. Hello, everyone again. Once again, thank you to the CryptoFrog Gems team for organizing this AMA session and inviting me and our CliqVerse team here today. In attendance with me are two of us.
Man. Go ahead, sir.
As I was saying, in attendance with me today are two of my fellow co-founders and other members of our CliqVerse team who are also observing. Thank you.
Fantastic, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
to all of you. Thank you to you and your 92 participants.
I'm sure we'll have some more. I'm sure we'll have some more people on the way here shortly. It's great to have you guys on. We'll get right into it when you're ready. So we'll start things off. Can you introduce yourself and the rest of the team behind CliqVerse?
This is myself. Two of the co-founders are also here. I can see they are logged in from somewhere else. That's Danielle Sinclair and Justine Sinclair, and quite a couple. I can't see them from where I am at, but we're here. We're here, and we are grateful and appreciate the privilege you have accorded to all of us for us to be here and to talk about everything about. It is all about CliqVerse. That is what I will be talking about today, as most of the participants are probably here for today.
Of course, man. Well, I'm sure we're all very excited to hear all about CliqVerse. I know you guys have so much to talk about. So let's get started. So how did the name CliqVerse come about? And kind of, what was the inspiration behind the project?
First of all, the metaverse, obviously the verse part comes from the metaverse. And then the click part comes from the basic creating, the English meaning of click, which you will spell it with QUE. So if you actually merge those two words, you get CliqVerse. It's meaning that you're actually talking about creating a click more in the form of an ecosystem, a group of people coming together with a shared vision to do something, and then layer that with the technology part, which is the metaverse part.
Fantastic, man. Good to know that there's meaning behind the name. So before we talk about, all of your utilities and everything that CliqVerse has to offer, I'm curious to know why you guys decided to go down the pre-sale route, and how much have you raised so far, if you can just quickly touch on
it. We decided to go the pre-sale route. You look at our token, and one of the utility bits of it is the first part is the funding part, which means when we're talking about now the stage where we are at, which is the delivery, and then we are headed towards the scaling part, we're talking about sizable amount of funding. But at the same time, we are actually focused on kind of funding that also does not actually force us to go the centralization route. So that's where we are at. Now, we started this project in October 2017. So we've been at this for the last 5 years. And we fully completed building the Click Builder platform in 2021. But we've decided ourselves that there is room for that platform for improvement. So we chose that pre-sale route in terms of actually making sure that we're able to fund all the the developments of the platforms that are required and the development of that CliqX Builder platform.
Fantastic, great stuff. Well, we see a lot of projects here on CryptoFrog's. I think personally at the moment it's a decent time to launch pre-sales. We've seen so many pre-sales filling hundreds and hundreds of ETH and hundreds of BNB right now, and hopefully you guys will be no different. So, from my understanding, CliqVerse is a deflationary utility token built for the next generation of decentralized metaverses, which allows anyone to socially connect, live stream, and monetize content in a VR world. So can you walk us through exactly what this metaverse platform will have to offer and how it all works?
I will come to that to understand, probably because there's a reference to the project being ambitious, which is correct, because to understand those the technology bit, you also have to calculate the pillars, the pillars of the concept. Now, for those that may not be familiar with the pillars of the pillars of our concept, I'll run them through very, very quickly. So you've got the core pillars, and then you've got the supporting pillars. So in terms of the pillars, you're looking at, if I could run it through, you're looking at the social VR metaverse platform, which is the one you're referring to. You are looking at the carbon and circular marketplace platform and the community builder platform. That is the third one. And then you also look at the metaverse token, which you've already touched on. And you're also looking at the community development fund, which is part of those core pillars, and the subjective proof of work consensus mechanism. So when you are actually talking about the metaverse platform, you have to view it from that angle in terms of how it fits in our CryptoVerse. So the metaverse platform that we've actually conceptualized is a net zero carbon footprint based metaverse platform, which is powered by the decentralized carbon offsets and circular economy marketplace platform that are referred to in the core pillars, and also the community builder tool for which we use for incentivizing community climate actions and other impactful causes at the grassroots levels. So if you are using our metaverse platform, what you're doing, you are also doing two things. You are also supporting the generation, and the adoption, the generation of new carbon offsets, and also the adoption of existing carbon offsets. That's why I said you have to look at it in that sphere. Now, in terms of our metaverse platform, it is based on the use of 360 and 180 cameras. So we are not talking about projecting or people consuming digital or living in the digital sense the way metaverse were actually projecting theirs. For us, what we're simply saying is that you can actually enjoy what we are enjoying at the moment, and without reinventing the wheel, you can consume that content and broadcast that content to be consumed in a VR form. So it is more realistic, or there's probably, to put it better, is to say we are more focused on the realism bit, where what you're consuming is what is existing on the opposite end in real life. That is a metaverse platform that we are actually creating.
Fantastic. So the net zero is a huge part, I guess, in the platform, isn't it?
It is a huge part, and it is a third interface of that metaverse platform, which basically means that you can actually connect a massively social, basically social with friends. You can enjoy all of that, or if you are a content producer, say for example, and you're doing an event, or you're actually running a licensed venue, and you've got events at your licensed venues, people can consume what you're actually producing. But at the end of it, they're able to actually calculate and actually buy and erase their carbon footprints. Now, the way we looked at it, we asked ourselves this question, that for that to be possible, we have to be able to facilitate the generation of new carbon offsets to the extent that the transaction between our users in terms of purchasing and erasing of the carbons and the availability of those carbon offsets is seamless. That we are in the business of also generating those new carbon offsets that can be available to our users.
Fantastic stuff, man. Sounds like it's a whole kind of different platform, I guess, from what we usually see in terms of metaverses. It's quite unique. So how do you guys plan to drive and sustain long-term adoption for the platform then?
The first, in terms of, if you go back to the pillars, the ones my reference to the pillars before, you've got the community builder tool, and that is a cog in the cog the cog in the wheel or in the system that ensures all the components of this project actually functions as one integrated unit. Now that one has the incentivizing mechanism, and the incentivizing mechanism that is attached to our action points, and it's also attached to our click tokens. So what we are saying in our concept and what we've actually created is that outside the social connection part, we have to layer that with the current the community building element of it, that people or users of our platforms can be able to also participate in community actions and be rewarded for that. Okay, so picture this. So here, look at this. Look at it this way. So you've got a user that is using the metaverse platform, who has a demand for carbon offsets to erase their carbon footprint. And you've got on your right hand side, you've got individuals, community organizations that can view the demand for those carbon offsets, okay, as number one, as some can view it from a commercial point of view, but also at the same time you've got the element of the unbanked and underbanked, who are mostly in the lower economic settings, that can actually be incentivized to participate in programs that ensures that the new carbon, those new carbon offsets credits that the user of our metaverse platform can actually purchase. So you are creating that kind of economy using a different platform. So in this case, we're talking about the community builder platform. And now the other element that we had to look at was to ask ourselves, do we want to rely on others to basically be the suppliers or the guarantors of the suppliers of those carbon offsets? But what if they were unable to do so? That means the independency of our project is actually questionable. So we designed the Click Exchange, which has two levels. For those that are familiar and have read our light paper, so you've got one group that can participate, can be incentivized to produce those carbon offsets, and you've got one group that is using the metaverse platform and has a demand or the need to erase their carbon footprint. So the middle part of it is a Click Exchange, where the ones that are producing can come in and actually make those carbon offsets available not only just to our users of our platforms, but also to other external parties that are also interested in acquiring carbon offsets. So you've got in the middle of that the Click Exchange that in itself is also independent, though it's integrated with the two other platforms. So in that Click Exchange platform, the third platform, you have the exchange for the carbon offsets, and you also have the classified listing for circular economy products. So you've got a situation whereby there's a triangle, and in that triangle, there's those ones that have the demand, there's those ones that are being incentivized, and there's a marketplace for them to actually exchange. That's a loose way of putting it, but for those that have read our light paper, you will realize there's technical background to that. It is more
Fantastic.
technical than yes.
Yeah, I was actually just going to ask a question about the Click Exchange. I kind of let you go on there. So I don't know if you touched on this or not, but what will the circular economy products consist of? What kind of things will we be able to buy with these carbon credits?
The circular economy products, the ones you're referring to, those ones are not for buying the carbon offsets.
Oh, right, okay.
The Click Exchange has got the Click Exchange has got an electronic exchange that is specifically for buying and selling of carbon offsets. And in that exchange, I'll hold that. And then the second part, you've got the classified listing. So for people that are selling eco products or are looking for markets for eco products, those ones can actually come and actually sell their products on that listing. So you've got two in one exchange. The Click Exchange, you've got two interfaces. So I could be in there, okay, primarily just to sell or to buy carbon offsets, but I could also be in there primarily just to buy or sell the circular economy products. Now, the distinction that you have between our exchange and the other exchanges, number one, okay, that the integrity system of it is blockchain based to the extent that any party that is also selling or that is selling carbon offsets, okay, carbon offsets that have passed our integrity system to the extent that we are not permitting greenwashing of selling, or people selling fake carbon offsets. No, that integrity system, we spent a lot of time devising that integrity system. On the second level, unlike all the other exchanges, anyone who participates in the buying or selling of either carbon offsets or circular economy products will actually be rewarded with action points, can actually mint action points, and those action points can actually be converted into a click tokens. So what we're saying on the third level, that the rewards that we'll be offering through our exchanges and to people that are actually participating in our incentive system are actually real rewards. Okay, so you could have a situation. I'll give you an example. You could have a situation whereby a young girl that is a member of the either the Girl Guide or is a member of a group that actually is undertaking conservation, whatever sort of conservation activities that support, that are part of climate actions. Now, to give you a practical example, so if that young girl wants to go and to a concert, okay, that young girl could participate in community actions for the benefit of a local community, get action points through their community builder, their local community, whichever community builder that is stationed near them, get action points in their wallet, and when those action points reach a certain threshold, could actually convert those action points into a click tokens, cast them out, and go to the concert. So what we're saying is that if this fight, and it takes me back to the pillars of what the pillars of our concept, is that if we are talking about winning this war on climate change, is that first of all we have to recognize our current circumstances. That social media now is a core fabric of our lives. That is simple recognition, and to recognize also that the social media has an economic value, okay, that can be harnessed, okay, in a way that is realistic to individuals who at the moment have not adopted why it is necessary for them to participate in climate actions. So when you look at the CliqVerse project, that is a premise, that you are not just looking at the technology. Yes, we've done a lot of work on the technology, we've got it right, but anyone else can also come with such a technology or better that technology. But what is it that we are offering that is more realistic to people that are interested in even adopting, becoming part of the our crypto world for the first time? So those are the things that we are considering. It's not just the technology; it is what that technology can do in terms of actually incentivizing people to participate in climate actions. That's a thread. If you read our paper, you will see that it's tackled that way.
Fantastic, man. Amazing stuff. I hope everyone caught that. We'll be testing everyone's knowledge at the end, so hopefully you guys are listening up. Okay, so I see you guys. I don't know if you touched on this already, but I see you guys are building a like a builder tool for empowering and incentivizing community builders to build and grow sustainable communities. How will this tool work, and how will people to be able to access it, and how much will it cost?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Great question. And by the way, I'd already touched on the tool, but I will go into it now a bit more deeper so that people can understand. Number one, that tool is tied to our token. Okay, it's tied to our token in this sense that there are two ways that anybody can actually and hold our token. Okay, number one, you could buy through the crowd sale, which is a process we are going through right now, and that will be the only crowd sale we will ever have. Once the crowd sale is finished, there will never be another crowd sale. The second part is that it's a minting part. Now, that minting part, which is tied to the community actions I was talking about, the delivery of that is through our community builder tool. So at Genesis, okay, we've identified community organizations, and we will identify more that are actively participating in terms of actually in the fight against climate change. And in those communities, we will donate our tokens, okay, and it helps also in terms of distribution. We will donate those tokens to those organizations to be able to support them in incentivizing their members and basically uplifting the level of their activities. So there will be the donation part. But then there's also the other part, which is the important part. In this project, we've designed it in a way whereby individuals, groups, or private or government, public institutions can incentivize each other to participate in those climate actions. So, A, there's a donation part, and B, there's a part where organization can actually acquire, okay, and become acquire our tool and become community builders, okay, in their own rights to support their own activities. They can do that. Now, in that element, the community builder tool is free in the sense that you buy a certain level of action points, and the first time you do so, you receive the title or the ranking of a community builder, and you get that tool, and you can use that tool, okay, to basically undertake that action, the kind of climate actions that I was talking about before. Now, that is the second level. On the third level, we also recognize that there are people that may want, because of the design of a community builder tool, to acquire the tool, to use it in other actions, to incentivize people to participate in their own activities. Now, those people, those organizations or external community builders can acquire that community builder tool from the app stores. And when they acquire it, the action points they are acquiring, those action points cannot be converted into a Cliq token because it is outside our ecosystem. The only time you can convert those action points is when you participate as a community builder in our ecosystem. So if you're acquiring our tool, because you like the simplicity of it, you like the functions of it. It could be a big organization that says, okay, we're acquiring this this tool, and they could have it, and they'll be running competitions for their employees or members of their organizations, and all they will keep on doing, they'll keep on topping it up with action points. That's those external community builders. Those are on a different category. But in terms of the reference that I talked about before, about the independency of those units, it's that it means the in terms of revenue, community builder achieving its own revenue base, because all of those platforms will be run by independent teams. The metaverse team will have its own team. The Click Exchange team will have its own team. The community builder team will have its own team. But they're all required to be profitable at the end of the day and be sustainable at the end of the day. Because if any of them are not sustainable, it means our pillars are not strong as they should be, and our project is undermined. So we've designed an existing market, and we are saying by offering the community builder to be available also to external community builders, is that we can't secure that revenue. And that revenue is also helpful. It is in terms of saying that each of those platforms being profitable, it is saying that the token that is underlying the whole and powering the entire system is actually based on a value that is actually realistic. And if you could allow me to add to that, because the question we've been asked this question: why have you adopted a subjective banning process? And it is a legitimate question. We simply took the view that artificial propping of our token, when it has a substantial utility and it's based on platforms that we've assessed will be profitable, it makes no sense for us to take that direction. But we could still ensure that the circulating supply is the rate of the circulating supply, deflationary rate, is high. Is high in the sense that we can, instead of actually banning, we could prop up all those tokens that ordinarily others are banning to create artificial pricing. We could use those tokens, deposit them in the future fund. That is the green fund, which, if you remember, in the pillars that I referred to before, the green fund, the community development fund, and those funds in future, 5 years, 7 years from now, if the community builders can vote and decide the amount of tokens they want to release to support the climate actions that we need to support at that time. So you've got a system where the circulating supply organically is deflationary. There is no need for us to do the artificial play that others are doing. But it's a token that is taken out of a system that in our concept is valuable in the future. It might be that the community builders in 5-7 years might vote not to release. They can do that.
Fantastic, man. I'm just conscious of time. We're going to move on to the next part, my next question, sorry. And then we'll take some community questions. So just quickly moving on to tokenomics of the CliqVerse token. Can you just talk about how the taxes are going to work, how long LP will be locked, the supply distributions, if the team has any tokens, and anything else you want to mention about the token itself?
Okay, if you could give me 1 second,
Sure.
That's a question that is at the back of the minds of everybody who's thinking in terms of supporting our project. And so in terms of tax, you're looking at 5%. We'll be taking 5% from the transactions or commissions. Okay, that's our definition of our tax. And those are the ones that we are saying for us, we won't actually, instead of banning, they'll be deposited into the future fund. Okay. Now, if I could come back to the next question that you asked, which is the distribution. Okay. So you have at the top, okay, the token distribution. So for the crowd sale, which takes 45% of the amount that are available, and all of those, the 45% will be used will be used to fund the developments that I was talking about earlier on. And then you have and I'll split this into bits that you can actually understand. I'll go very quickly. So you've got also 25% that is retained by the CliqVerse project. And then you've got 20% that is for community development. And then you've got the treasury that will be holding the 10%. Now, in terms of the first one, the crowd sale of the 45%, you will note that out of the 45%, a bulk of it has actually been would be deposited into the future fund, and only 1,450,000 tokens are available for crowd sale. Okay, and then you have crowd sale, and then you've got the split of that amount from the proceeds of the crowd sale. 50% again goes to community development, 30% goes to research, 15% goes to operations and business development, and 5% goes to legal. Now, if you come to the next level, the one that is retained by the company. 1 second. So because whatever I'm using, it's 5:45 a.m. in the morning on this side. Okay. So in terms of what is retained by the company, you have 80% of that, 80% of the 25%. So at least I hope everybody has caught that. It's 80% of the 25%. That goes to the founders. The teams have 13%. That's the teams that we are working with, our development teams. 3% goes to the advisors, and 4% goes to the marketing and sales. So this is of the 25%. And then the next part, the community development, the 20% of the community development, those are 5 billion tokens. Those are tokens that are available to community building through minting. That is when I was referring to what we'll do at Genesis, the making sure it is available through community organizations like donations. This is our starting point. And then you've got the 10% treasury, which will be used to provide any associated short-term liquidity needs following the release of the Cliq token as an asset of the Stellar DEX. And Stellar generally does not have, but it is prudent to have that amount allocated.
Fantastic. Great stuff. Hopefully everyone caught that as well. Cool. So I have a crucial question here, actually, just before we move on to the community questions. So take in account that the Cliq token has a supply of 25 billion tokens. Is that correct?
Correct.
100 millions of which are available in your pre-sale at 5 cents. Is that right?
Yeah, at 5 cents, yes.
Cool. So, I mean, the problem I have with this is that, take into account the price of the token and the pre-sale rate, that values the project at $250 million market cap. How can this valuation be justified?
It is justified on the. Okay, you're looking at, of course, because we are looking at future projections here. We are looking at future projections, and the future projections based on our calculations that we had done on the valuations of each of those platforms. So unlike a typical project where you have the valuation that is simply based on probably one platform, one idea, we are talking about the cumulative valuation of the 3 platforms within the next 3 years.
So you predict that? Do you predict that the token's going to be valued at 250 million, or because at current price at launch it would be valued at $250 million because there's such little amount of tokens in pre-sale compared to the total supply? Is that right?
Yes, total supply, and that actually it's important for you to raise that, because what I was discussing before, I indicated in terms of if you look at the crowd sale, that probably a bulk of it that goes to the future fund. Okay, so you're talking about only in terms of supply, you're talking about the circulating supply being limited to 1.45 billion for the 3 platforms. Does that answer your question?
I think so. Yeah, I think I understand now. Cool. So remind us just where the pre-sale is taking place and what the dates are looking like, what your soft cap and hard cap as well.
With our sale is on our pre-sale is on Stellar Term. There is no soft cap, or of course, if you Stellar Term operates differently. It's not like your typical launch pad. So you can buy our pre-sale from using the link, the Stellar Term link, and that amount. There's a question you asked. If you could repeat the question, sorry. If you could
just when the pre-sale begins and when it ends, and how people can kind of buy the pre-sale, because Stellar Term is not something that me or my community are very familiar with. So if you could just touch on that.
Actually, it is already ongoing. It started last week. We started. It is available and it's already ongoing. Now, I have to explain. There's something you've actually talked about, the difference between how the Stellar Time operates and the typical launchpad. So with the Stellar Time, with the Stellar DEX, for those that are not familiar with this, is that Stellar has its own DEX. Okay, Stellar has its own DEX. So when you actually create that asset, it automatically becomes available in that DEX. Now, the difference also for the typical one would be on a launchpad, a third party that will be able to do it. This is different. And for those that might be curious why we took that route, it's important for me to emphasize, Alan, very quickly, is that the fees and the kind of people that we are targeting to participate in our project are people that are not just the ones that are classified that have means. Okay, so with Stellar, it has Stellar via the Stellar Time. It has very low fees, and it's what we're actually going to use anyway in our ecosystem. We adopted it that way because of fees, and also you don't need to be a rocket scientist to be able to purchase our token via Stellar Time, because for the people that are actually sharing this, that are in this AMA right now, you are all sophisticated in terms of buying from launchpads. You will be surprised at the number of people that want to participate and cannot participate because of their lack of knowledge or their reluctance to ask somebody to show them how to buy this token. With our Stellar Time token, both are catered for. You could simply, it's a simple process for those that have not yet been able to participate in our crypto industry. It is secure, very, very secure. I think Stellar, for those that know, it is very secure.
Fantastic, great stuff. Okay, well, I'll just ask one more question before we move on to the community here. So, why would you, to kind of summarize everything, why would you personally consider CliqVerse a good investment? Not only on the investor side, but also on the user side as well.
Number one, for those that simply want to make a profit, it is good in the sense that when you look at the utilities that are actually offered by that token, it's very high. Secondly, you're looking at, if you are somebody who is thinking in terms of actually participating in events in any or in events or participating in any way in any of our platforms, you will need to have Cliq. That is the only currency in our CryptoVerse. So, and on the third part, you are investing in a token that by design, okay, won't be based on an artificial valuation or propping up. That won't happen. And the fourth and the most important part is that this is something you need to think about, is that you read our paper and look at what we are saying, how in terms of we want to participate and support climate actions, and ask yourself how you as a member of this planet, okay, how your support in terms of holding or buying of that token, okay, supports those climate actions, particularly in remote areas or to groups that ordinarily, in terms of technology, may not can't participate in the way we expect them to. So there is the community and the social element of it is more important, I hope so, to the people that are actually thinking about contributing to this project. And even the gamification part of it, we taken a different form of gamification. Our gamification is in community building. The competition that people are having in community building. So what we're simply saying is that if money is your motivation, okay, exclusively that, we get it. And what we are simply saying that this is a token that will be based on a value that is not artificially propped, okay, for short-term basis, but it's a value that you can depend on. And if your bit is in terms of actually community building, you are at the right spot. This is a project that you should support.
Great stuff, man. Fantastic. Well, a very, very comprehensive AMA. Lots of really good questions being dropped in the chat. So we'll get started here with community questions. So Medicata asked a really good question. Compared to other popular metaverse blockchains, Stellar has less transaction volume and user base, and even with the advantages listed in the white paper, it doesn't have as much hype. So will there be possible bridging to other blockchains in the future to increase investors and user base?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we've shown actually our willingness to be flexible in that way. If you look at our decision to have CliqE on Ethereum, that people can, for us to be able to access the Ethereum ecosystem. So this is a token for everyone. We are not. Yes, we might say we are Cliq and explain where Cliq came from, but we are not clicky. We're not clicky in the sense that is not as important as the core objectives of our project. Where the need arises to advance our reach and to advance and achieve our objectives at a higher level, the community builders involved, our teams, can make that decision. I think they're intelligent enough to see the benefits of that.
Amazing. Hopefully that answers your question, Medicata. So Vix asked a really good question as well. How will content creators and influencers be able to maximize their revenue on the platform, which they can't get anywhere else? There's also a second part to this question. How do you plan to integrate this platform with different social media platforms and metaverse partners? And what are the benefits of having a seamless connection to other networking media platforms for content creators? Pretty comprehensive though. Okay,
it is comprehensive. The second part, I'll start with the second part of your questions. The second part of your questions, they are almost, I'm laughing because in the sense that you are asking questions that for us to answer and release to our competitors before we've had a chance to actually have our best foot forward. So those all I can say to you, the questions you've asked are questions that have actually been addressed. We've actually looked at and we've actually addressed. So, but in this AMA, I will be hesitant for good reason, not because I'm being difficult. Just to say that our teams, I will give our teams the chance to be able to finish what they're doing. So when we come back to you and drop and make the public release, you will identify the answer to your question. Okay, but that is part of our development. And the first question you ask is a fantastic question, in the sense that I should have addressed it before. So you have, in terms of the metaverse platform, you have 3 levels. Okay, you have the social networking level. Okay, and that where in the sense that you go in, you open your account, you've got your account, or you even have your own marketplace, and basically meaning that you will be able to do a lot from your account as a content provider or content creators. But we took the view, this is a view we took, that anybody in our metaverse platform can be a content creator, can be a content provider. If you have a market of 10 people that love what you do, okay, you will be able to monetize your content directly from your account. Now, we took that view because we noticed there's a tendency that already exists, whereby in terms of the metaverse platforms, we're talking about curated content. So we're talking about, again, where organizations saying we are going to decide who we think is actually a content creator that you, the public, should enjoy. No, this is what we are saying, that if you have an account in that metaverse platform, the way we have designed it is that you yourself, you should be able not only to monetize that content, and you should also have the opportunity to be able to merchandise, to sell your NFTs to merchandise and all other items, and also sell your NFTs from the same account. This is the sovereignty part. I did not very quickly, Alan, I need to answer that question. You will notice, because of time, I didn't elaborate on the user sovereignty. It is part of our core pillar, and we designed it that way. We designed it in the sense that you can monetize your content without us telling you what to do with it, as long as it's not illegal content.
Fantastic. Well, it's definitely good you guys have, a way for people to earn money on there, because, a lot of influencers, they don't like to move platforms if there's nothing in for them. So the fact that there's, that monetary value there is quite cool.
Actually, Alan, if I could mention, I talked about the first part of the interface. I didn't mention the second part of the interface. The second part of the interface is more professional in the sense that there are people that might not want to participate in the social media bit, but they have a product, for example, in the form of an event that they will like to actually. So, for example, like now, most of us, if you look at our background in the paper, you will see that we've come from a background of producing big shows, featuring some of probably the biggest acts on the planet. Now, the thing you should look at is that we are providing a plugin for those content creators. I could be doing my event, I could be selling my tickets in the traditional way, but I could also be selling. I want anybody from anywhere who wants to actually watch my show more massively from anywhere around the world can also pay and actually watch our show. So that second part of the interface is an additional source of revenue to the revenues that content creators are receiving at the moment.
Beautiful, fantastic. Well, I hope that answers your question. Cool. Just being conscious of time, we'll get 2 more questions here. Lots of great questions, guys. If we don't manage to ask or answer your question during the AMA, please head over to their Telegram, the CliqVerse Telegram, and forward your question in there, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you guys out.
That'd be fantastic.
So,
most welcome.
Of course, fantastic. Let's have a look. Okay, DeFi Whale says they seem to be targeting a variety of good causes, including causes for climate change. Any plans to host real-world meetups where projects who contribute to similar causes can come together and contribute to the Community Development Fund, making an even bigger impact in the real world, possibly appealing to a bigger market outside of crypto and bring them into crypto?
Brilliant question. Brilliant question in the sense that if you read our light paper, you will notice we are talking about climate actions and other impactful community causes. We designed that deliberately because we understood that there are causes beyond just climate actions that are of need, of immediate need to communities. So we did that. We did that. That is included, and it's very clear in our light paper.
Fantastic, perfect. Glad that answered your question, DeFi well. Cool. Let's have a look. Wow, so many questions, guys. Emmanuel asks 3 different questions, one of which we've already answered. So I'm going to ask one of his questions here. Are there going to be specific types of content that will be allowed on the platform?
We don't curate. I'll give you an example, a practical example. Number one, let me mention this. When we use the word ambitious, we also use the word achievable, okay? In the sense that we are not reinventing the wheel. We are not actually creating something that is far out that nobody can understand what we are actually doing. What we are simply saying, what you have at the moment, existing, the way this content is consumed, we've just made it more immersive, and we put a social cause to it that actually has practical, basically benefits to all of us, we're citizens of this planet. Now, you look at. I'll give an example. So we can look at TikTok, or you could look at OnlyFans, or you could whichever of them that you look at. The same content that you have. I'm talking about platforms that are not for curating content. This is what we are. Any content, as long as it is not illegal, any content in the metaverse platform is not limited just to climate action content. No, the intersection of that platform and our climate actions is in terms of the carbon offsets. But in terms of content, you can create any content in there. The difference, what we are saying, is that instead of you using multiple different, if I want to do NFT, I go here. If I want to do this, I have to move. No, what we are simply saying, when you have an account, okay, apart from the social, the VR part of it, the social element of it is in there already. You can use social media the same way you community, you text. There's a part for it. There's a community element to it. We've put in there. And if you want to, when you want to jump into VR, then you jump into VR. So what we're simply saying, Whatever you are doing at the moment, we are just ensuring that you can do exactly the same, the real content, but consume it in a more immersive way. So I could be watching Man U versus Arsenal, and Arsenal is winning. I mean, I could sorry guys for Man U. You see, but I could be watching that, and the difference is I'm watching a real event in real time, but I'm consuming it in VR form. This is what CliqVerse is about.
Fantastic, man. Great stuff. Really, really cool stuff. CliqVerse is definitely one of those projects that just keeps going. Very clearly. I'm sure we could sit here for another 2 hours probably and discuss all about CliqVerse. But I think just for the sake of time, we'll finish off the AMA portion here. If there's any last words you want to just put in CliqVerse just before we wrap up and head over to our Kahoot trivia, you're more than welcome to do so.
I have 3 asks to the group, and the people that I'm grateful for taking their time to come to attend this AMA to listen to what we have to say. First, of course, it goes without saying we're asking for your support. Support this project. It is a good project, and I've already covered why. And you can access the link to the Stellar Term to buy our token during this pre-sale process. Second, give us your feedback, which is you're already doing. Like at the moment, I understand you've got so many questions that you want. We'd like you to be in touch with us. Give us that feedback, and also share exactly that one of questionnaires, suggestions on how you imagine we could actually improve on this project, because it is at its initial phase. There's still more to do. We do not have all the answers. We acknowledge that, and so we're saying, come in with your ideas, engage with us, tell us what you think, and you'll find that we are very receptive and very grateful to you. And lastly, tell a friend about our project using your social media handles or any other means. That is how you support this project, not just by buying just tokens and leaving it at that. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
There you go, guys. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Fantastic. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, we'll get started here with our Kahoot. It's going to be a pretty comprehensive one. CliqVerse, you're welcome to stay. If you need to run anywhere, you do, of course. But if you guys are new to Kahoot, all you have to do is head to www.kahoot.it and then type in this game pin. Or if you're on mobile, you can take a picture of this QR code or scan the QR code. Or if you're even more lazy, I will paste the link of this in the comment section below. Just make sure to join with your Telegram username. I'll post it below here. There you go. It's in the comment section below as well for you guys. I think Mike's prepared us 9 questions today. Mike isn't here today, unfortunately, to join us, but we have 9 questions about CliqVerse that I'm sure you guys are gonna wanna answer. So get joining. We'll be starting here very quickly. So get in quickly before we do our duck race giveaway as well. Made to fly is in. Hello. And CliqVerse, the representative, I guess. I don't know what to call you. Can I call you by name, or can I just call you CliqVerse for now?
You can call me CliqVerse. It's easy for everybody. I want them to remember that name.
Of course. Hey, smart man. He wants you guys to remember CliqVerse. Beautiful. Good stuff. All right, guys. Get joining. We're going to be starting here in just a couple moments. How did you enjoy the AMA so far? Good? CliqVerse?
Yes. I'm grateful in the sense that people asking questions, very important questions, and that is how it is. Grateful.
Good stuff. Of course. All right, guys, we're going to start up here very, very shortly. It's probably one of those quieter Fridays. It's a Halloween Friday night, I guess. I say Halloween Friday night. A lot of people are going out today, tomorrow. I might go out today. Who knows? So we shall see. I'm going to give you guys 1 more minute to join. If not, we're just going to run it the way it is. Yeah, sorry, Barry. Mike isn't here today. All right, I'm going to give you guys 20 seconds. 20. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.5. Now the people are joining when I do the countdown. 0.5, 0.005. All right, 0. We are starting now. So this is the CliqVerse trivia. Super easy, guys. Just answer the questions as quickly as possible and as correct as possible. So question 1 is, which of the following statements best describes CliqVerse? Is it a multi-faced stellar utility project, a revolutionary NFT marketplace project coming soon to ETH, and very clearly it is a multi-faceted, I think, XLM utility project. Not an NFC project coming to ETH, although these guys are bridging to ETH, I think. Let's see the scoreboard. Diamond Hands top place. Media Couture as well. Welcome back. Question 2. The CliqVerse ecosystem will consist of CliqX Builder, Click Exchange, Click Live, VR, or all of the above. You guys should know this. Super easy question. Super easy question. And yes, all of the above. Wow, scoreboard does change. Hi and Crypto Pamper in 4th. Good stuff. Welcome to the leaderboard. Question 3. Click Exchange is a NFT marketplace, DeFi marketplace for carbon credits and other circular economy products, a regular exchange that handles any and all cryptocurrency transactions, or all of the above. I think it's a very easy question. Oh, you guys have fallen for the all of the above. No, it's a DeFi marketplace for carbon credits and circular economy products. We spoke about this. You should know it. Let's have a look. Bullish run in third. Question 4. CliqX Live VR is a social VR metaverse platform that allows users to socialize, network, live stream, and monetize content. True or false? True or false? And it is true. Wow, everyone got that right. Very good stuff. Good stuff, guys. Let's have a look. Leaderboard doesn't change too much. Let's see what question 5 does. True or false again? CliqX Builder doesn't provide all of the structures, tools, and incentives required to enable meaningful community building. True or false? And false. 3 of you guys fell for the doesn't provide. It is, well, they do. So CliqVerse Builder does provide all the structures. And we got a new entry on the scoreboard here. Question 6. Click token will have a total supply of blank tokens. You guys should know this. I spoke about this. I asked a question about this. And yeah, 25 billion tokens. And the leaderboard changes a lot here. Medicator moving up to second with bullish run in second. Question 7. CliqVerse's roadmap, according to their website, has blank phases in 2024. Three, two, 5, or 4. The correct answer is 4. There are 4 phases to the roadmap. And high moving up to third. Cliq's pre-sale ends in blank days, and their IDO will take place in blank days. And yeah, their pre-sale ends in 19 days, and their IDO takes place in 50. Good stuff for the 4 people that got that right. Adeye moving in third. Let's have a look. Last question here, true or false? CliqVerse will be implementing governance and consensus mechanisms. True or false? The last question here. True or false? And it's true. We touched on this a lot, actually. Really good stuff. I'm very excited to see who's going to be our winners here. So we have in third place, Adeye. Congratulations. In second place, we have Bullish Run 1MX. And in first place, we have, very obviously, Medicator. Yeah, definitely a regular Kahoots, avid Kahoots player. No surprises, won again. So congratulations, guys. Great stuff. Well done for playing. I'm going to screenshot this. Please do DM me if you have won. Yeah, Adeye, please take a screenshot of this and send it to me so I can prove that it's you. Otherwise, I can't give you your prize. Well, guys, we are almost done with our AMA here. The last thing we've got to do is our duck race giveaway. So, for those who are not familiar, we're going to be using DJ and duck race for all of our AMAs from now on. So, I'll get this duck race created here in just a second. All right, and as usual, we'll be giving away $20 for this AMA. The giveaway name is going to be CryptoFrog's AMA X CliqVerse. Max participants, I'm going to put it to, let's do 50 people, then we'll leave it. And the prize is going to be 0.1 BNB to 3 winners. So go ahead and join our duck race giveaway. I'll post the link here shortly. There we go. So obviously you guys can head over to djduckrace.io or race.theduckrace.io, sorry, and head over to the giveaway section, click join, or if you're also lazy, you can just join our duck race giveaway for CliqVerse here. Fantastic. All right, guys, go ahead and click on that link to join up. All you have to do is click on that link. You'll be sent to this screen here. Loads. All you have to do is click join race. If you have an NFT, then you can select it, click join, and then confirm the transaction in your wallet. Then you're good to go. There we go, 4 out of 50 players in here. We're not going to wait until it fills because just for time's sake, but thank you guys all for coming along. Thank you, CliqVerse, for representing the project. I'm very excited to see how well you guys do over the next few weeks. And yeah, I hope you guys raised all of the funds that you want to raise in the pre-sale. And yeah, congratulations with everything. I hope you guys, wish you guys all the best. Alrighty, guys, take care, and we'll see you in the next AMA. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.